Well, who doesn't love Skyrim? It's a game that's meant out there for everybody, and there's so many mods for the game, it's like it's a new playthrough every time you play the game. But now those mods come into question because someone in the UK is finding themselves in front of the police after going to a party and having their laptop booted up for the mods that were involved in the game. Well, before I get into this one, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, do all the fun YouTube things that we need to grow. Without your support on this channel, we don't grow, and I thank every last one of you that does. This comes from legal advice in the UK. I have to say, this kind of ties back to Baldur's Gate 3 and some of the romance stuff and the sex and everything you see in the game now is being tied kinda to Skyrim, and I'll show you where. Police have seized my wife's laptop after one of her friends discovered and reported my wife's version of Skyrim because she has it modded, because it's a version that they added a bunch of mods. Now, Skyrim has a very extensive modding community, and they add a lot of things to the game. You can run around buck-ass naked, you can have more romance, you can have more things happen in the game, creates your own personal, unique experience. But now it seems it's gone even further than that, and the police are involved. Location, England. My wife left her laptop on at a party at a friend's house. You're at a friend's house having a party, and instead of sitting there having a few drinks, you play Skyrim. Honestly, in today's day and age, I'm not surprised by this. One of her friends apparently booted up Skyrim, and he discovered that my wife had installed quite a few not safe for work mods on it. Honestly, it's their game. It went a completely different route. This included non-human enemies, such as wolves, attempting to non-sensuality mate with players. The police seized her laptop 2 days ago, and this morning she just received a request to attend an interview at the station. They have advised that her laptop will likely be returned somewhere in mid-2025. They're going to keep the laptop for over a year. But if she complies with the investigation, it may expedite the process. So she goes in, has the interview. You've got to go in there and have the interview now. The police are involved. And your friend's party that you went to, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be your friend anymore after this. Now, I don't know what kind of mods they had. Bestiality apparently is a very big thing on this game, and Baldur's Gate 3 threw it right there in front of you, to the point that it was banned on TikTok. This game had video banned over the sex with the bear in the game. Should she attend the interview? It is okay for me to go with her. My wife has quite a rather unusual fetishes, but these arise from childhood trauma. So I unusually let her do her thing. Dude, your wife needs to see a counselor. She needs to go see a counselor as soon as possible. If you're saying there's childhood trauma that's caused the bestiality, and I'm guessing there's a few more suggestible and risque mods than just a wolf mounting the player, this is, yeah. Additionally, the friend who found the Skyrim wolf stuff has been posting it on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and emailing my wife's employer, who he doesn't seem to realize is actually another relative who doesn't give a crap. Is there any action that can be taken against this individual? Wow. Well, first off, your wife's laptop should probably be password protected. That's on her. The guy that's taking the video or whatever and posting it on several social media sites, this isn't anything new. It's going to be there probably from other sources to begin with. And at the same time, if there's such a problem here, now the police are involved. Where does that land Baldur's Gate 3? I really got to ask here, where does this put Baldur's Gate 3? You know, the game where they've actually added jiggle physics, the game where they have had to do multiple updates and hot fixes to reduce the horniness of the characters. I know you can turn these things off in the game, but this is a random boot up of Skyrim modded Skyrim with the similar style of mods that are being added to the game, and now it's been seized by the police. We don't know the full details here. This is a Reddit post that I found. They've marked this as not safe for work. This is totally safe for talking about. It's pretty ridiculous. I don't think the police should be seizing this laptop over mods of a video game. I think there's a little bit, I think they can use their resources on something else so hardly, but this is absolutely insane. This is absurd. I don't, if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3, if you're going through the sex scenes, if you're doing the nasty with the bear in Baldur's Gate 3, that's on you. If you want to do that, that's fine. Larian Studios put it in the game for you to have those choices in the game. And that's the whole thing about the game. That's the whole reasoning why a lot of people do like this game and why they defend it to the end of their days, because they can sit there and have the choice to have sex with a bear. This is now having sex with a wolf. And it's landing in front of the UK courts, or at least the law enforcement. Well, putting aside the absurdity of the situation, your wife might find it useful to use a solicitor who specializes in what might turn out to be a gray area of the law. There is one I follow on Twitter called Miles Jackman. He seems to have spent his whole career defending people who have had unconventional tastes. Might be hard to get a hold of though, as I think he is the chairman of the open rights group, but might be worth a go. Miles Jackman would be worth a shot. I could see this being of interest. Unless the alleged content features minors, I'm confused at what the potential crime is. Skyrim has good graphics. Still, no reasonable person looking at them could conclude that the person or animals were real. Doesn't Baldur's Gate have sex scenes with a bear? How did they get this past the BBFC if it's illegal? I guess technically that bear is a dude who just temporarily looks like a bear. Not sure. I know someone actually did report Baldur's Gate 3 to the English authorities over the bestiality in the game. So ultimately, I'm not surprised that we're seeing this for Skyrim and mods now on the same time. Now, if there was something to do with the minor, it's going to be taken with another step here. It's a very gray area of the law. I don't even know where it's going to end up. I know with that report for UK digital arts and digital laws, they said because it depicts a fantasy and it depicts of something that easily is a video game and not something that's happening in real life, there is no actions they will take against it. Ethically, it's seen as very distasteful, and that's where Baldur's Gate 3 is. And now Skyrim is getting someone into trouble for the similar types of mods. Well, where does this really land? Well, their laptop's been confiscated. Now they might be facing arrests. They might be facing the courts over this thing. They're not getting their laptop back for over a year, which is, it's been confiscated and now they're keeping it for evidence. So what else is going on here? I really got to ask, is there something more? Or is the depiction that closely similar to what we're seeing in real life? And we don't know. We don't know. This is just some post on Reddit, but it's fascinating to see and very interesting to talk about. And then things like this where we have the new games coming out. The AAA title that's being hailed as Game of the Year is one of the best games out there that has this stuff in it and isn't just a mod, it's the actual game. So where does this really put? Is modding in trouble for legality in the laws? Or can we just go and willy-nilly and play all these games? I don't know. These are everyone else's games. This is the way you guys want to play your games. Have fun, because that's all I can keep saying is keep gaming fun. No matter what I say or what anyone else says, just enjoy your game. Anyway, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix Cindershadow. I'm signing off here. Have yourselves a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.